To begin a game of Harbour, each player needs a player sheet. You can all play with the generic side, or you can play using the specialized characters on the back that have special abilities. You will also need to set out the market sheet, which has an alternative side for 4-player games, but I'm using the regular side for this video. Next, make sure that each player is given a player token and one of each commodity marker. You should have stone, fish, lumber, and livestock. After that, we need to set up the market. Take one commodity marker for each commodity from the box and place them randomly on the top row of the market sheet. This assigns the value of each commodity. These values will shift later in the game. Once this is done, shuffle the building deck and place a number of building cards in the center of the table equal to the number of players plus 3. In this example, there are 2 players, so we will deal out 5 building cards. Finally, before the game can begin, each player picks their beginning commodities. The total amount must add up to 3 crates, so a player might choose to start with 1 crate of 3 commodities, 1 crate of one and 2 of another, or 3 crates of just 1 commodity. The goal of the game is to have the most points at the end, and you gain points by purchasing building cards from the center of the table. Of course, to purchase buildings, you need to raise funds by selling commodities. It's a little complicated, but here's the basic idea. On a player's turn, they move their player token to one of the building cards that no one else is on at the moment, and follow the instructions on that card. In this case, the orange player moves to the stock market card, which says to double a commodity. And so, the player decides to increase their lumber stockpile. Some buildings have abilities that rely on how many anchor symbols a player has. I'll touch on symbols a little later, but for now, let's just say having these symbols on your buildings is a good thing. Keep in mind that your character sheet also counts as a building, so you can move your player token to your character sheet and follow its instructions, as well as take advantage of the symbols it has on it. Also, it's possible to play your token on another player's building, but this usually means you have to give them a commodity as a minor toll. This should encourage you to not only buy buildings that get you more points, but also the ones that are really useful so people will pay you to use them. To buy a building, you must have enough commodities to sell. Once you have saved up, take a look at the market. As it stands, you can sell 2 livestock for $2, 3 fish for 3, 4 stone for 4, and 5 lumber. It should be said that when you sell a commodity, you sell all of them that you have. It doesn't matter if you only need 2 crates worth and had 6 on hand, the extra 4 are wasted. In this case, the player moves their token to a building with the buy icon and then decides to sell their stone and lumber for a total of $9. Browsing through the buildings, they choose the alchemist shop for $6. The player takes the card, puts it next to their character sheet, and replaces it with a new card from the deck. Again, any money that you have left over can't be saved for next time. The $3 left over for this player are wasted. After the purchase is complete, the market sheet resets by moving the commodities in the direction of the arrows. This in effect makes the commodity that was the most valuable least, and the lesser becomes more. After this is all taken care of, it's the next player's turn. There are 4 special symbols on building cards that benefit the players who buy them. Players with buildings with the warehouse symbol can keep 1 crate's worth of resources if it would otherwise be wasted in a transaction. A top hat means that you can use other players' buildings without paying the usual toll. The gold coin means that when a player buys buildings, the cost is lowered by $1. Lastly, anchors are linked to building abilities. Typically, the more anchors you have, the better the building works out for you. When a player buys their 4th building, the rest of the players have one last turn, and then the game ends. The players add up the points on their building cards, and whoever has the most wins. To make things a little more exciting, deal each player a bonus point card at the beginning of the game. These give each player a secret commodity that gives extra points at the end of the game. So that's how you play Harbour. To be fair, it's very complicated, but I hope this gives you enough of a head start to enjoy playing it with your friends. And until next time, this is Hogwash, over and out.